look alive. Buddy, look alive. We're about to do action in 5, 4, 3. Okay, you guys. You ready to go? Are you recording?
Yeah, for the last 15 seconds.
Great, love it. All right. Learning objectives. Define biodiversity and explain its value. And then identify and explain current threats to biodiversity. And then describe how biodiversity can be preserved. So if this goes all as planned, you guys will be able to do all of these by the end of this slideshow. This should look familiar. We already touched base on this. I know you have a cheat sheet over there, but real quick, what are the 3 levels of biodiversity? Emma?
Ecosystem, species, and genetics.
Good. Ecosystem, species, and genetics. Who can identify in their own words what ecosystem diversity is? Hadrian, go.
The diversity between like how animals and stuff react in an ecosystem.
Angel, you want to expand on that?
I wanted to talk about the species diversity.
Okay, we're going to hold on species. Hadrian, expand on ecosystem diversity. It doesn't have so much to do with the species part.
Like, I don't know.
Does anyone want to help? Quentin?
The diversity of all living organisms in a certain ecosystem.
No, that's going to be your species. So think like, what do species live in, you guys? Emma? Yes, so it's going to be diversity of habitats within an ecosystem. You guys got that? And I'm assuming you guys have species biodiversity on lock, which is, Hadrian?
Diversity between animals and an ecosystem.
And?
How they interact.
Good.
So,
Not just animals, but
Plants.
good. Yes. So diversity of animals and plants. Genetics. This is pretty straightforward. Anyone want to answer that one? Genetic biodiversity. Philip.
The genetic variety in species or all of the species.
Why is that like especially important?
It's good to have variety.
Why is it good to have variety?
Otherwise, you can evolve.
Yeah.
Get better.
Can't evolve, can't adapt. Emma, you want to expand?
Bad mutations.
Could have bad mutations, but you really want
Is
good mutations to adapt to your changing, ever changing environment. So good. Okay, valuing biodiversity. So biodiversity is important to humans too, especially when we're talking about the genetic diversity, because it can contribute to medicines and agriculture for us. And it maintains ecosystems, goods, and services. We've talked a bit about those, like our wetlands help, purify water, things like that. And it enables organisms and ecosystems to adapt. There's our genetic biodiversity. So let me ask you guys, if a scientist was describing a variety of different habitats within an ecosystem, what level is that? What level are they targeting? Come on, you guys, this one's easy. If a scientist is evaluating the different types of habitats in a biome, what level of biodiversity is she targeting? Arizona?
ecosystem.
Yeah, ecosystem, good. Sweet. Okay, so like I mentioned before, medicine. You guys, all of our medicines didn't just pop out of nowhere, right? They weren't all just created in a lab at the blink of an eye. So a lot of them came from plants. Have you guys ever had a headache and asked your parents like for aspirin or something? Yeah? Well, that came from plants. Compounds in plants help us make lots of our medicine. This is a foxglove. I don't know if you guys are familiar with foxgloves, but they're using compounds in foxglove to help target heart diseases, for example. And this is all possible because of what? What on our list of different types of biodiversity is helping here? Adrian?
genetic.
Yes, good. Buddy, you want to add an agreement?
I agree.
Good. Okay, yes, so genetic information is carried by diverse species is like a natural library. It's telling you it's a natural library because we have access to all these different genes. Okay, so if something's not working on our medicine, we need to modify it a little bit, we can look at our natural world and pick and choose information from the plants that are out there to kind of hone and make our medicine better or make new medicines. Another thing that is beneficial to us is agriculture. We need biodiversity to help our agricultural practices. So why do you guys think this is so? What about genetic variation is good for our agricultural practices? Anyone want to guess? Anyone at all? You want me, Arizona?
Like variety? I don't know, like so that you don't get, I don't know.
Okay. Do you want a hint? Okay, you guys remember when we talked about mono agricultural, okay? Monocrops? What is something really bad that could happen to a farmer's crops? Arizona?
Like depleting the soil and like causing, what's it called, desert.
Desertification? Yeah, that's one way. Maybe you want a crop that's more resistant to that. Emma, what's another thing? Soil erosion, okay, soil. Get away from the soil. Adrian?
If your crops aren't genetically diverse, then something like a disease could sweep through them and kill them all.
Yes, excellent. Yeah, so all those count. Say you want a potato that's more resistant to like really dry soils, or you want a potato that's really resistant to some kind of disease. If your crop is dying, what you could do is reference wild potatoes, which there are many of. This is a picture to show the variation just in color. And you could say, okay, this one is really resilient towards this kind of bug or something. And you look at its genetic coding and figure out why that is. And you either replace your current crop with this new crop, or you modify your current crop based off this wild crop. Does that make sense? Kind of cool, huh?
Like breeding them together.
Yeah, you can bring them together. They do all kinds of neat stuff with plants, like grafting, and it gets it's over my head. I'm not a botanist. So yeah, good, you guys. For example, there's more than 4,500 different tuber varieties just in Peru. Crazy. Okay. Ooh. All right. Biodiversity can influence an ecosystem's what? Do you guys want to take a stab at this? We just talked about potatoes. That's food, right? So an ecosystem is making that. So biodiversity affects an ecosystem's what? If it's making stuff. Go ahead, yes, productivity, good. Oh, what else? I don't want to pop it up because it'll show you the what else? Say like, if you have bad biodiversity, what's your ecosystem gonna look like?
Ooh, barren of life or something.
Say that again, buddy.
Barren of life.
Barren of life, so not very happy, not very.
Deserted.
Yeah, it's kind of chaotic. Could fall apart, so it's not what? Go ahead, Adrian.
Stable.
Stable, great, awesome. Ah, dang it, it showed the last one. Okay, and the last one, of course, is valid humans, which we just covered under medicine and agriculture. Ooh, okay, this should look familiar to you. The presence or absence of a single certain species can completely change an ecosystem. Do we remember what this is? Go, Emma.
Keystone species?
Yes, oh my gosh, so good. Yeah, so keystone species. Who are we looking at in this picture?
That is an otter.
An otter, and what is it holding? Sea urchins? Yes, okay, so we talked about this. If we could add something in this picture, we would add sea kelp. What's going on here? What did I talk to you guys about with this certain scenario? Who's the keystone species here? Who said that? Philip? What does it say it again?
The otter.
Why the otter?
It eats the sea urchins who eat the sea kelp.
Yes, it eats the sea urchins who eat the sea kelp. If we don't have an otter there, we don't have the biodiversity of an apex predator, who is the otter in this case. We have too many sea urchins. If we have too many sea urchins, they eat all the sea kelp. Quentin, get your head up off the table, please. Okay. Like many things with our natural world, there are always going to be threats. So these are our threats to our biodiversity. Altered habitats. What is something that is altering habitats? Adrian?
Human activity.
Human activity such as?
Urbanization.
Hey, urbanization, good. Yes. Deforestation. Go.
Desertification.
Desertification from agricultural or for deforestation, good. Those are all great. Basically, if you are going to be altering habitats, you're altering an ecosystem, you're causing species to move around, all kinds of things. Okay, hunting. How is hunting a threat to biodiversity? Adrian?
Could reduce the numbers of keystone species and other species.
Yeah, and then also think about this. I was just thinking about this and I thought about it a lot actually. Here in Trinity County, like hunting season occurs before the rut season. So if we go out there and we cull a bunch of males from the population before they're able to breed, what are we doing? What are we taking away? Adrian?
The diversity in their species.
Yes, the genetic diversity in the species. So that is how hunting can also harm populations or biodiversity. Okay, invasive species, we talked plenty about this. Why is it bad? Go.
It can like displace other animals already living in niches.
Yep, displace other animals in niches, cause extinctions. Okay, pollution and food webs, we've also talked about why this is bad. Anyone want to quickly review? Adrian, you're done. Someone else? Anyone? Mercedes? Go. Why is pollution bad?
It builds
Builds up
up over time.
over time, and who?
It can be consumed by consumers. It
Like-
builds up at each time
Mhm.
it's consumed.
Good. Predators.
And then-
Predators, right?
And then
They can die. Yep, good. Yep, bioaccumulation. Really good, Mercedes. Okay, and then of course climate change, right? And why is climate change bad? Go.
It happens too fast and the animals don't have a chance to adapt to the rising temperature.
Excellent, because global warming is natural, normal. Climate change is bad because it's happening too fast. Animals can't adapt, and when they can't adapt, things go bad, they go extinct. Okay, so back to the altered habitats. This is called habitat fragmentation. So that's bad because even though they have little pieces of actual natural habitat, what do they have in between it all? What is all that? Go Arizona. Urbanization, yeah. So when you're fragmenting a natural habitat and you're like, oh, we'll give them a little bit of the piece of the pie, they'll be fine. They're not fine, because if you have a tiny little habitat, what else, what do you have a tiny number of? Animals, plants, your biodiversity sucks. That means that now you're really susceptible to other issues that could come into that area. Disease, whatever, because your genetic variation is not good either. So that's really sad. Okay. Remember when we made that list, why animals are useful to humans? Okay, so here's a quick list of some of those. Meat's our obvious one, agriculture, right? Commercial value, body parts, we've probably talked about that too. Did I ever mention pangolins and their scales? How they're killed and harvested for like medicinal properties, which aren't scientifically backed up. But also, you guys, sale as pets. These parakeets are hunted, captured, and sold as pets, even though their population can't handle that. Hunting is rough. Even if you're not killing the animal, you're just taking them from their habitat and selling them. You're still culling them from their natural population. It's still very bad. And you can do it. Humans can do it to the point of extinction. I learned about this in college. The passenger pigeon in the early 1900s, we hunted them to extinction because they're pests. We just decided to kill as many as you can. And next thing you know, there was no more passenger pigeons. They're all gone, only because of us. So we can change things quite drastically. Okay, pollution. Where is this at? China, yeah. So pollution's really bad. We've talked about it in our pesticides. We've talked about it with smog and air pollution. So it really threatens biodiversity because obviously it's toxic. It's killing our species. We talked about, what is this? Yep, invasive species. There's all kinds of things. So in a whole nutshell, climate change is a threat to what and what? First one's really easy. Go Arizona. Biodiversity. Please don't give me both of them. Just in case, what is the other thing? Because it's a threat to biodiversity, therefore it is also a threat to ecosystem what? We know it can be chaotic when there's not good biodiversity. So stability, good. So threat to biodiversity and ecosystem stability. What can we do about it? Well, we can start with conservation. You can conserve the individual species. You can preserve its habitats and ecosystem, because more importantly than saving just the individuals, you guys, you want to save where they actually exist, because you're gonna make a bigger impact that way instead of just saving a single panda here or there. If you promote the overall well-being of their ecosystem, you're gonna probably have more pandas faster that way. So, and then of course, how do we make humans care? You guys, raise your hand. I should see all your hands shoot up for this one. All of them. Okay, say it together. Money to benefit them. Yes, money. Very sad. Okay, so you have intrinsic versus instrumental value here. So If you can make people care about animals, be that money or just, in some cases it's like tourism. So you have to make communities care about the ecosystems and the preservation of biodiversity. In some cases, like in Yellowstone, you preserve it so that you can have lots of tourists come and spend money to look at all the biodiversity that you are preserving. So it's incentive for you to care about it because you're making money off of it, but other people are enjoying to just coming and looking at it. So that's good too. It's not always about the money, but it's some way it usually is. Okay, so how do you guys feel about zoos? Emma's giving a thumbs down. Thumbs down if you don't like, thumbs up if you do like. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Okay, you guys have mixed feelings. Why do you have mixed feelings, Marilyn?
Because it can decrease the population of certain keystone species from the habitat.
You think they're like taking them, culling them?
Yeah.
Arizona?
Well, like, it's like mixed because sometimes zoos take like animals that are injured and then rehabilitate them.
Good.
But sometimes they just take species from their natural habitats that are doing just fine where they are, and that's kind of cruel. So it depends. Like, because there's a zoo in Eureka that just takes injured animals and then yay.
Yep. I've been to that zoo lots of times when I was in college. Quentin?
There has actually been a few scientific studies that have proven that animals in captivity, animals in captivity live like actually half of their normal lifespan.
Yep. Emma?
Most animals, like at like SeaWorld and stuff, like orcas, they get really depressed and some will actually start hurting themselves because their lack of communication with their
Social animals,
species
yep.
and like their habitat because of the tiny pools they're in.
Yep.
And some will even like try to commit suicide.
Oh, yes, buddy.
So in some cases, they could save some species from extinction.
Good, and that's what we're gonna be talking about. You two relate to each other, and your response to that, because yes, shorter lifespan, not in all animals, Quentin, but in a lot, in most. Okay, Buddy. So it said it helps with rehabilitation with endangered animals, right? Or threatened. Okay. So.
There's others who said that too.
Who?
Huh?
What?
Huh? I don't know.
Okay, so the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, AZA, that's gonna be, this is your good guys, okay? This is not, these people are not taking, happy individuals and shoving them into zoo exhibits. So we've got your classic panda here. This association is all over the place. They take in animals that are endangered and they try to, promote more individuals to release back into the wild. In some cases, it's been very, very successful. In other cases, pandas are very bad at breeding. They're really not good at making babies. So we've been struggling with them for years and years and years. But in other cases, they've been very, very successful. So zoos, not all bad. Some zoos are awesome, and some animals' existence is owed to some of these zoos. Because if it wasn't for them, they would be extinct. So again, we are trying to promote eco-tourist attractions in some areas just to promote local interest. You have to get the communities into preserving and taking care of their natural area, otherwise probably not going to care enough to take care of it. So incentives like payment or tax. So if you show that you're planting trees by like a riverbed or something, the government will pay you more because you're promoting this biodiversity in a natural way. So instead of like the monoculture where you're just clear cutting and tilling, you're planting things how they naturally would usually grow. So you're promoting biodiversity, you're preventing soil erosion, and even if you have cattle or whatever, now they have shade, and wildlife also has shade along the riverbeds how it's supposed to be. So you can get a little bit of money from promoting biodiversity. Carbon credits, so to try to lower fossil fuels and carbon emissions, you can get carbon credits. This is aimed more at like the big industries, the ones that are actually making the biggest impact. You guys, why are fossil fuels, why is carbon bad? What does it do? What is something really bad it does in the ocean?
It
Hadrian?
dissolves into the ocean and breaks down stuff like seashells and just rock.
Seashell, the biggest one in Arizona is what? Coral reefs. So we got a lot of coral bleaching. So this is huge. We want to promote these big industries that are producing the most CO2 to pull it back. So if they can prove that they've produced less CO2 emissions, they will get paid for it, basically. It's more complicated than that, but that's to sum it up. Okay, so overview, let's answer some questions. Areas that benefit from biodiversity for humans include what and what? First two things we went over. Emma, go.
Agriculture and medicine.
Please don't give me all of the, don't look at it. Yep, agriculture and medicine,
We
good.
didn't see anything.
You guys didn't see anything. Okay, humans reduce biodiversity by altering what? No, you're done, someone else. Carly.
I'm still thinking about it.
Okay, alright, you sure? Taking your time? Arizona, you wanna save?
There's a list there.
Yes, sorry, I won't push it, but yes, altering habitats. Conserving biodiversity includes protecting what? Preserving habitats and ecosystems and involving local what? Buddy, you wanna take a swing at this one?
What about species? That's probably one.
Okay, what's the second one? And local what? You gotta get who involved, who has to care.
Oh yeah,
Starts with a C.
communities.
Yeah, good, okay, cool. So it wasn't species, but part of the ecosystem. So basically, this is to sum up everything we just covered. You guys feel pretty good on that? Yes, good. Okay, go on Savvis. Do you guys have an activity that's been assigned to you where you are going to identify the threats that we just touched on? I need you guys to explain and define two of them. Just a really quick activity. I'm gonna walk around if you guys need help, but this is an individualized assessment for you guys, so do not work with someone else right now. I'm probably gonna pause it here.
Okay.
But don't stop it. We're just hanging out.
Is it? Biodiversity. It's like,
Yes, you guys, so threats to biodiversity is gonna be the one. We have another assignment on there, just ignore it. So threats to biodiversity is the one that you guys are gonna want. How we doing?
I think I'm
You think you're winning?
Yeah,
you are.
really. I'm winning.
I don't really
Gonna help.
wins at all.
Angel does. Angel's the winner of your guys' group. Rarely. Oh, I feel like it's not very nice.
Should see him online playing games.
Bruh.
Which one is it?
It is.
How many is it I'm missing?
I don't know why this is like this. So go. Yep, that one. Cool. And fix that. Why don't you walk around for this one, Jim? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Sorry.
Either that or perfect.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yay. And we're gonna ask you to explain the relationship between biodiversity and sustainability, right? Can't have one without the other. Are you guys getting through the first part already? The mix and match, good continue. Great. Sorry. Hovering, I'm doing the, how are we doing?
That's all I do all day.
You did it? Describe, okay. Which one you gonna choose? There's so many threats to choose from. Buddy, focus. Don't distract.
Who's distracting me?
No, I hear it. Focus. Angel, you too. If you guys finish early, just sit there and hang out for a second. Actually, why don't you close your laptop so that I know you're done? Do you need any help? I need to sit in on one. You got it? Okay. Let me know if you need help. Which side did you choose? Okay, it's the next one. Adrian, make sure, oh, he turned in his form, it's good.
Where's that previous screen? This.
Yeah, that's really good. Yep, that's perfect, actually.
John,
Yes.
this, on previous screen, this says choose one biodiversity methodology.
The first one, and he's the first set. You can, if you can just remember, yep, pick any of those.
This isn't the previous screen, it's
I
the
know it.
previous second
I
screen.
know, Adrian, it lied to you, it wasn't precise enough.
A liar.
How dare.
True. It should be illegal.
You got 100? Oh my god, don't.
Thought you just slapped her. It's on the for my life.
Adrian, refocus. What's up? Do you want me to read it?
We alone.
Oh, perfect. That's a good example. That works. So you're just making sure that ecosystem, you're basically saying with biodiversity, there is no ecosystem stability. Because like you said in this, it all relies on each other. So that's good. Oh, you can go back. Go back to the first page if you want. It shouldn't erase anything. You can choose, I mean, it could be climate change, urbanization, anything like that. So pick your favorite or the one that you feel most confident in, and then just write a little description. Okay, so this is you can't have one without the other, right? So you're basically saying that biodiversity, or no, ecosystem stability relies on biodiversity. But why? With biodiversity, do you have an ecosystem? It's provided by lots of different habitats, good. What else? Lots of different species, good. What else? Yeah, lots of different genetics. So that's what you're gonna say. So biodiversity provides an ecosystem with lots of habitats, lots of species, and lots of different genetics, so that its rate of survival is higher. Got that? Okay. Sound good? Actually, when you guys are done, if you would like, while you're waiting, you can go ahead and go to Wednesday's tray and pull out the next assignment just to look it over. Don't work on it, but just to get familiar with it if you want to go take a look at what you're going to be doing next. From this class?
Yeah.
Good job. You got 100%?
Yeah.
Good job. You did too? Okay.
Quite easy.
Buddy, you almost done?
No, you don't need anything. I lost my train of thought.
Oh. Buddy, you need help? Do you want any help, buddy?
No.
Okay.
How do you guys know you got a room reflection? I didn't say anything.
You go to the home.
It doesn't tell you on the home page. No, check the home page. Okay. If you and your partner, because this next assignment is a partner activity, are done, you can start working on it quietly. Philip? Wakey, wakey.
Wait for
Eggs and bakey.
the
Read it in the next assignment and get hyped. Oh,
You have to get height.
are you hyped?
No. Whenever you're done.
Well, now you don't want help, but Emma, are you going solo or are you gonna partner up? Only two. And for
Mr. Bear gave me a D in English.
terrible.
Mr. Bear.
Yes, very terrible.
Okay, you guys, not in English and science. Okay. Okay, Marilyn, for you. When you get through this, you're gonna get to a section on here where you're gonna read through this graph, right? And you're going to infer. You're gonna make an opinion of why a number is the way it is. I want you to be really clear, not just in your writing, but when you talk to Quentin about why you're forming your opinion. So try to really communicate it as clear as possible. Okay. Carly, you're all done too? You want a partner or you gonna work solo? You're always over there all by yourself. Okay. If you want to work with them, Emma, you can. Or you can do it solo, it's up to you. Okay, you guys are all done with this? Can I show this? You guys are partners?
We're partners.
Okay, are you done, Adrian? Finally done? Yay, okay. Where's your paper? Go get one. What does it say? Alright, Philip. Wakey, wakey. Less video games, more sleep.
I went to sleep at a reasonable time.
What's reasonable?
Well, it's 7 hours of sleep.
No, aim for 8. You're a teenager, you're growing. Listen.
And plus, actually,
But I've been going off the 4 for weeks.
What?
Adrian, please get more sleep
your
than
age,
4 hours.
when your brain is strong, you should be getting like 10.
Yes. Yes, you can.
It's not my fault. I get tired at school when I go home. I'm not
Well, that's the
tired for like
issue,
12
is that
hours
I
for
was
some
also
reason.
told 8 years since I was a little kid, but recently
Okay,
it's
so you
changed.
guys, if you need any help on this at all, just raise your hand. I will come around. I do have the answer key. Adrian, do not talk while I'm talking, please. Okay, show me. Okay, original population. So we're gonna go up here to where it goes over all the different numbers. Okay. So it's gonna say, in the early 1970s, there were 91 and 26 different zoos, right? Yeah. As of 2007, you have this many. So for me, I would say your original population is gonna be that one. But let's double check.
Oh, I already had theirs.
Oh, silly.
I didn't help you.
Oh, yeah. You guys, there's a question on here that involves math because I'm not Miss Elliott, and I don't have a bunch of calculators for you guys. You may use your phone calculator just for that problem, and then please put your phone away. I was gonna give you this, but you can, unless you want this. No.
I don't need my phone calculator, I've got my phone.
What do you do with the decimal?
You write down the decimal. It'll be a percentage, that's okay. Yep. So sometimes when we estimate populations, it'll say like 19.5. You know you can't have half a monkey, but that's the way it works out sometimes, okay?
Bruh.
What the hell? That's reason.
Okay. If you guys need help reading that graph, please let me know. I'm sure you guys can. You've seen graphs before, right?
What?
What?
445.
I'm telling you that sounds.
You're right.
Increased by 445%. No way.
Yes. Yes. That's good. That's awesome. That's what you want when you're trying to help the population out.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Correct. It increased so much that it went beyond even 100% increase to increase by 445%. Yes. Mind blowing. But that's good. That's really good. What'd you get? You had a mathematical error somewhere. You have the right numbers. Remember PEMDAS, you guys. PEMDAS. Don't look at me like that.
Please excuse
My dear Aunt Sally.
Oh my god. Nostalgia.
What? Why are you looking at me like that? Or seek help from your partner.
Yeah, Jane. Are you in the bathroom? There you go.
Marilyn went to the bathroom, so she probably needs to catch up. Are you waiting for her? Okay, he's over here doing long division.
I'm sitting here and staring at it. I'm staring at it.
You could just.
You're off by 5%.
And I'm finding out where I'm off. I'm
At least you're exercising long division. Most people don't do that.
the skills that no one has.
It's gonna be, yep, it's a lost skill, just like
How do
cursive.
I know what the target population is?
That could sound
What?
excited for a sentence.
What?
I don't know what the target size.
Alright, on 3? Okay. Until the capital population have reached a target size.
I would say 5
5? No. No. Okay. Oh, here you go. Here. Okay.
Very sure.
Oh, don't look at that. What'd you say it was? What was your guess?
No, it was.
You said 500? You're really close. Well, you're about 100 off. 400. So 400 was their target. Oh. Here.
How do I
Reintroduce
know?
new population. What do you mean? How do you know?
How do I know 400?
There where it hits, and then it dramatically goes, it increases. So it's kind of like steadily kind of makes it, but then right here you hit the apex, and then it levels off. So targets to get to 400. Target means like where the population can kind of carry itself.
Oh, I thought that they, like, the target is like, oh, we want it to be this.
No. So target will be like where it starts to carry itself, and that's what you can see on the graph.
And so that's probably like there.
You got it? You want me to walk away, or do you want me to hover? Carly, how are you doing over here?
Yes, I'm hoping to see that.
Okay, what are you confused about? Everything. Oh, no. Ignore that one. That's an old assignment.
Oh.
Don't worry about that one. We'll kill it. It's dead, dude. Okay, this one. This is what you're focused on now.
Is this yours?
That is mine. Do you need help on this? On getting started?
What?
Yes. Do you want me to give you the rundown real quick? Okay. So this is all about our golden lion tamarins. They're monkeys. So this is talking about how they're an endangered species, right? Remember how we talked about zoos on the PowerPoint? Arizona, what do you need? What do you need?
I really have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, go ahead, go.
I'm sure if I could go with Marilyn now.
Oh, yeah, make sure she's okay and send her back if you see her. Okay, so we're talking about zoos and how they're used to rehabilitate endangered species, like the golden lion tamarin. So this is showing real life data and a very successful example of how zoos have helped endangered species. So this is giving you a bunch of numbers. This is telling you in the year of this, there was only this many, but by 2007, there's this many, you kind of see all the numbers. So you're gonna be looking at this paragraph to fill in this table. And then you're gonna do some math with those numbers to get the percentage of increase, okay? So of where it was, back in 1970 versus where it was 2007. And judging by what everyone else is getting, it's a really high percentage. So don't freak out if you get you're like, what, how is it like this? It's supposed to be like that. So you're gonna basically you just plug in numbers into this equation. You're gonna get your percentage. You're done with that side. You flip around here. And this is gonna be all about this graph right here. So are you familiar with graphs that look like this at all? Yeah. It's a pretty easy to follow graph. So you are going to be doing a lot of inferring, making your own guesses as to why these numbers are spiking like this, or figuring out what their target number was for the population. I was just telling Arizona, a target population isn't like what the scientists decided to pick. It's when a species can carry itself, like their birth rate is high enough that we don't have to constantly, as humans, put more species out there. Does that make sense? Okay, so you'll get to that. But for now, let's start with just filling out this table, easy stuff, then plug this in. And like I said, if you want to use your phone to do the calculations, you can, because I don't have a bunch of calculators. So let me know if you need any help with that. Yes or no? Okay.
I think this one do where it crosses.
The intersect? Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, let's see. About where is that?
I'd say like 470.
Okay. You can say 470. You can really guesstimate and say 400. And you're saying it's because of where they intersect with each other. Cool. Good. You already had it. You didn't even need my help.
I just wanted to make sure I was doing it right.
Okay. Good job. Okay, does anyone else need any help? Buddy, how are we looking over here? Angel, how are we looking? It looks like you guys are at stalemate.
Buddy's working hard, working.
Buddy says he doesn't want to read.
What do we do now?
Are you done?
No, I mean Buddy doesn't want to read. What do we do
Oh.
now?
I don't know. I have no clue. Buddy,
Anyway, I know the,
what's the answer?
so you,
Come on,
he
buddy.
knows the answer in the
Why don't you
future.
seriously look at this?
No, I know the answer, I just don't want to.
Tell me what it is then with your words. You don't have to write it down and say it
Oh,
out
I
loud.
have to write it down.
Why is
Every
Bunny
time I
lying?
talk, it sounds stupid.
No, you don't. Shut up.
I mean, you told Angel to shut up, but no one told you to shut up.
You guys, stop it. Here. If you had to guess where the target population is on either of you, where would you guess it's at? Did you run to Maryland?
Yeah.
Oh, Maryland's right there. You walked in, I didn't see it. Sorry. Okay, good, buddy. Good. Buddy, you're confident. Be confident. That's correct. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, Angel.
It's 4 minus 6, but it doesn't raise up high enough.
What do you mean it doesn't raise up high enough? Intersects right here. You already got it. That's good. So anywhere between 400 to what you have is good. Angel, do you understand how you got that there?
That's what I was gonna do.
Philip, why are you up? Okay.
Philip
I'm
left
not
me
mad.
behind, like a good
Why? You have a line drawn right here. What's that mean?
Find where it was.
Where it intercepts, right? Yeah, intersecting
I wasn't
lines.
talking about. the
Good.
assignment.
What's that number about?
I think it's 490.
Somewhere in there? That's good. Write that down. Write that down, write that down.
I get it.
SpongeBob references in my video.
I don't think it's a SpongeBob reference.
I'm done.
You're done? Cool. Who all is done? Who's done? Oh,
We're not done.
okay. We are not done.
We are not done.
Philip, you and Hadrian are done?
Nope.
Philip, help Hadrian be a good partner,
help
Does he
please.
need help?
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yes. No. Emma, when Emma gets back, you can.
No, the class is gonna be over.
Oh no, we'll hold it for a little bit longer, you guys. We're almost done. Yes. Yes, you got it. Ooh. What's that say?
Fraction of 445 and 700.
Don't make it a fraction. It's this number that you have right here. That's correct. Don't worry about the extra stuff. So it's 445%. Leave that off. Good. Oh, don't forget your percent sign. Oh, okay. So, do you need help on this side? Okay. Okay, so you are gonna be making up your own idea about where those extra numbers came from. So we're talking about animals, right? Out in the wild. What do they do out there? Some die, right? Oh, what else though? Okay, let's get away from the morbid part. What's happier? What's happier? Producing, yes, they're making babies out there. So do you think maybe that's where those came from?
Yeah.
That makes sense, right? Because where else could they possibly come from? There is other possible answers.
They can come from zoos.
So from zoos, okay. We're already accounting for us putting them out there. What about maybe a few migrated from other populations into that one? See, that one's kind of random. But I would go, personally, I would go with your first guess. This one, yeah, and the babies. Yeah. Do you need help on that last one or you got it?
Yeah.
You got it?
Mhm.
Cool. Alright, Malin, where are you at? Catching up, playing catch up? Plug and jug?
What is their math?
It's okay, don't freak out, You've already got, okay. So, 91, that is your original population. So where are you gonna plug that in at? On your equation right here. Wait, don't freak out, I have bad math brain too. I will panic when I see numbers and equations, so why don't you just draw a line? Good, okay, so this says original population down here and up there. We just decided that 91 is your original population, so plug it right there. Good, yep, awesome. Okay, new population, what's the new one? Check with your partner, Quentin,
Board.
help. Okay, Quentin didn't write. But yes, that one. We'll finish it tomorrow.